Well, first of all, thank you all for being here today. I am Zach Bonahoom, candidate for city clerk on the Republican ticket. Last night, the city and county voted to move forward with a $1.4 million technology spending proposal. Now, I want to make it clear right now that I am an ardent supporter of the implementation of technology in our government, but as a taxpayer, I have one condition. Our government and our leaders must know exactly what they're discussing. At last night's joint meeting, it was obvious to me that many do not even possess a cursory understanding of technology that will soon cost us over $1 million. Along with the 9 community leaders who spoke in favor of this proposal last night, I am strongly in favor of streamlining process in government. The bipartisan committee that has been studying this proposal for over a year includes elected officials from both the city and the county and local business people. However, it is devoid of one crucial member: a knowledgeable voice for technology. It's a voice that to me seems imperative in the discussion of technology implementation. Now, it has been said that a large portion of the $1.4 million will go towards licensing for software. From experience dealing with technology, 2 questions come to mind. Number 1, can a local software developer do this for half the price? I hope that our leaders ask that question. And number 2, is this licensing truly a one-time cost? Big software companies are notorious for issuing costly updates just months after purchase, and we must be aware of this possibility. Now, for someone who understands technology, these are common questions to ask. It's painfully obvious after last night that we need a voice for technology moving forward. In yesterday's Journal-Gazette, the mayor justified the cost, saying that he believes the proposal is a prudent community expenditure. When I'm running low on bread in my kitchen, I go to the grocery and I buy bread. It's an essential and prudent expenditure. The difference is I don't spend $50 on a loaf of bread. I review my options and make sure that I'm not overspending. Now, I'm concerned that we have not done this. Technology in our government is a prudent expenditure. However, it must be implemented responsibly without overspending. Let me explain it in terms that even a 13-year-old can understand. When I was 13, I wanted to start a business. The only way I could do so at that age was if I secured a loan. The logical bank to go to at the time was the bank of mom and dad. So one evening, I hastily pitched them the idea. Dad said, "You're crazy. You're 13 years old." So a week or so passed, and I came back to him, this time with some ballpark figures. I said, "Dad, this venture is going to cost about $5,000. What do you think?" Same response. "Are you crazy? I'm not going to loan $5 grand to a 13-year-old. I wasn't frustrated, but I was motivated. I knew what I wanted to do. So I went and compiled details. I then presented him with exact figures. This piece of equipment costs this much, it's going to last for this long, and here is how I intend to repay you. The best part? My final figure was half the amount that I thought it would be originally. He loaned me the money, I followed my detailed plan, and promptly had the loan repaid. Now, even a 13-year-old understood the importance of specifics when it comes to seeking large amounts of money. It's unfortunate that some of our leaders seemingly do not understand that. We need the tools of today to meet the demands of today. We have one shot to change it, and we have to do it right. There are no excuses. Now, on June 10th, the city clerk ignored the rules in order to have the spending ordinance placed on the agenda. I believe that if Ms. Kennedy had followed the proper protocol and abided by the Friday noon deadline, there would have been absolutely no unease with this ordinance, and I suggest that there would have been no delay at all. Additionally, this ordinance does not specify a department that the city's $700,000 portion will be appropriated to. This is a special appropriation not already budgeted for by the city. Appropriations of this kind, according to state law, must have a public hearing before they can be passed, and by state law, 10 days notice of the public hearing is required, as President Harper noted last night. Now, Ms. Kennedy has been in government for longer than I've been alive, and as clerk has had to publish hundreds of these notices in accordance with state law. I find it very difficult to imagine a scenario where this oversight could occur in Ms. Kennedy's office unless it was intentional. There's no excuse for a city clerk who has been in office for 28 years to simply forget the rules. It illustrates the painfully complacent attitude that's present in our city clerk's office. Technology is supposed to make our lives easier and cut costs, not increase them. That's why this technology reform must be done in our city in order for us to be competitive, but it must be done properly. We need someone who understands it, someone who can implement it, and someone who can stay up to date with it. There's only one candidate in the city clerk's race who is qualified to do that. Times are rapidly changing. Our leaders and elected officials who refuse to take an interest in technology, specifically our city clerk, either must learn it today or let the next generation take over. If any of our leaders desire to do their duty to taxpayers and learn more about technology, I am a phone call or an email away every day. And I extend that offer to all of our leaders, Republican, Democrat, or otherwise, because I want to live in a city that speaks the language of my generation and of all generations. The rest of the world, folks, has moved into the 21st century, and I think it's time we did too. Thank you.